Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning so far. Another pretty chilly morning out there, but that's pretty typical. That's the story that we've been saying for multiple weeks now that it's November. We're getting into December pretty soon.
Yeah, we expect chilly starts. It's going to be downright bitter cold as we head into late week. Got this cold snap coming. I'm going to time that out for you guys. 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You could technically say through about noon Sunday. We'll be kind of in the icebox, I like to say, especially the overnights. I'll get the details, latest numbers on that to you guys. Of course, we'll talk about traveling for Thanksgiving, biggest travel day of the year tomorrow.
Yep.
I'll let you know what I'm seeing, what I'm not seeing, which is a big storm anywhere in the nation. That's good news. So we'll kind of dig into that as well. And some really warm numbers ahead of that cold snap. Somebody could hit 80 again tomorrow. I think somebody probably will, maybe one or two spots. If not, we're going to get awfully close. We'll get into the warm-up, the chill down. Will we get any rain? I'll get you the details on that. Not much, but we'll talk all that in a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that on the way to your Turkey Day festivities, weather is going to be looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned maybe on the way back you could run into trouble depending on where you're going or where you're coming from.
the weekend looks much stormier.
Yeah.
Potentially a big storm rolling off the west coast Saturday into Sunday. That could bring more significant snows to a much larger chunk of real estate over the northern U.S. Sunday into Monday. Timing and details still need to be ironed out.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of talk about that. But keep that in mind. If you are traveling and not coming back until late weekend, early the next week, that could be an issue. Many airports could have delays there.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, before we talk about the rest of the forecast ahead of Thanksgiving Day, we do have a story. November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month. Epilepsy is a neurological disorder that affects the brain and causes seizures for people, and millions of Americans have it. I believe it was 3 million in the United States alone. And we spoke with a man from Grifton who has epilepsy and just spoke about his story and the awareness that which should be brought for the condition, especially considering a lot of medications that are used to treat epilepsy or manage the symptoms of it are not always the most effective.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones that seems like we need to be more educated.
Right.
Or at least I do anyway. There's a lot of the staple ones that we're always talking about. This one, I'll be totally honest. If I was in that situation, somebody needed help, I really wouldn't know what to do.
Absolutely.
A lot of other ones I'd have at least an idea, but this is one I know I personally need to raise my awareness on. So it's good there's gentlemen like this guy we're going to meet out there kind of helping the cause.
Yeah, let's tell his story.
Yeah.
Epilepsy is a neurological disorder that can also be invisible to those who don't know about it.
I have multiple types of seizures, some convulsive, some non. You wouldn't even know I was having one.
Which is sometimes the case for Joseph Coleman.
I'm like losing my memory a lot. I'm only 28 years old.
A man who has been living with severe, life-threatening drug-resistant epilepsy since he was 18.
Before it used to be to where he would only have episodes at night while he was sleeping, and now he has them anytime, any day. There's not really any warning of it.
The disorder has caused him to no longer be able to work or drive because of his frequent and severe episodes.
Stressed about not working a lot, and it's messing with me.
His girlfriend Taylor Marsh has been by his side in helping support him, but it can be difficult for both of them.
I've gone through a lot of different jobs, having to stay home to help him, and they're not understanding. So it's just, it's been difficult.
Coleman has tried several different medications without success and is hoping to receive life-saving surgery in December.
Yeah, I really hope that the surgery or any kind of treatment that they're working on can really help him, because I know, like we mentioned before we heard about his story, not all epilepsy seizures can be treated by the drugs that are prescribed to people who have it.
Yeah, and one of the points that story kind of made was how impactful it is to the loved ones as well.
Yeah.
It's not just the person dealing with it, but as is often the case, those around that person, the loved ones, the caretakers, the people that are kind of dealing with it as well, helping them work through it and work through their own lives. It's a battle not just for one person, but really for that whole group. So best of luck to that young man down there in Grifton. And you're right, when was the surgery? In December?
Yeah, I
They
believe
said,
so.
yeah, hopefully that goes well for him.
Yeah, and one of the other things that I wanted to bring up was bringing up this as a piece of awareness. I think is especially important because epilepsy can affect people who it doesn't even look like they have anything wrong with them. I had a few friends growing up in high school who had epilepsy, and they would tell me about it, but I would have no idea because we weren't hanging out at a point where that was happening. So it's always really important to keep in mind, especially for your friends, your loved ones who may be suffering from the condition and they don't outwardly show it all the time.
So if they don't share that condition with you, you may never know it until the emergency arises.
It happens, right.
And then you're in a situation trying to deal with it. And first you're just trying to comprehend what it is you're
going
seeing.
on. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Scary times, no doubt. All right. Weather's not too scary.
That's good to hear.
Next few days is going to be really
Yeah.
nice out there. If you like the warmer air, and I think most people will be like, yeah, I'll take that, Jim. 70s today and tomorrow. Let's talk travel tomorrow. Wednesday travel forecast. So I'm going to expand this out, but I wanted to start local. This is our Wednesday conditions. Some rain, yep. A lot of it, no. The front that's approaching tomorrow is going to run out of gas in the gas tank. Going to run out of moisture in the rain tank, if you will. So what's left by the time it gets here, a few showers, maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch for a few spots, and that's all I'm seeing. Could somebody get a thunderstorm? Possibly, but no severe weather. I even think thunderstorms are looking like a long shot the way things are trending. But nevertheless, if you're driving out tomorrow morning, you may catch a shower or two, maybe a wet road, more so further north from here. Southbound, it gets drier and warm for one more day tomorrow before we get that Arctic blast. Rolling in behind the front, headed eastbound, arrival Thanksgiving Day on the colder air. And again, it'll stick around for 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Well below normal temps, that 3-day run. And then we'll start bouncing back or lifting out of that chill Sunday, latter half of the weekend into next week. Some snows up into UP of Michigan tomorrow afternoon. So those of you, and it might be a few of you, or you know somebody that's flying into upstate Michigan or the upper peninsula of Michigan, some snows up there. North of Chicago. Chicago generally looks like they'll miss the flakes on that. But into Minneapolis, St. Paul, a few flakes. And then the ski resorts, Big Sky, Jackson Hole, from Yellowstone all the way up into, I would say, interior Washington. Some snows up there. Otherwise, pretty quiet map. But if you're doing a little ski holiday up there out west, a little fresh powder for you. 44 Turkey Day. So this is the next day after the front comes through, after the rain and cloud chances are gone. We're left with beautiful blue skies and much colder air. Sneaking into the 50s Thursday afternoon as the turkey's coming out of the oven, about 54-ish. When the sun sets, the numbers tumble downward quickly, 45 by 6 p.m. And 9 a.m. if you're up early Thanksgiving morning, we'll have mid-40s. And with the wind blowing, it'll feel like the 30s. Stepping out of your home Thanksgiving morning. Chilly. You're cranking the heat up. And then Friday morning, that's not nearly as cold as it'll be Friday morning. Air temp 32 at 6 a.m. I think we'll have enough wind to yield feels like temps. Listen up, shoppers. 25 on the wind chill value 6 a.m. Friday morning. I know there's some really good deals out there, but make sure you're not going to be suffering waiting in line to get that deal. A few layers, maybe a nice thermos with some cocoa as you chat holiday season and wait for those doors to open up. Even into the afternoon, I don't think we'll get out of the mid-40s on Friday, despite all that sunshine. All right, come back to today. More clouds than sun. Don't worry about it. No rain. Warm temps. 73 this afternoon. Low to mid-70s if you want to generalize. There's some of the clouds kind of filtering through this morning. And again, more in the clouds than out of them through the day today. Got some 30s north. They're moving out, easing those 40s up right now. They'll race up in a few hours and again hit those 70s later today. This is a good looking forecast map. 73, average inland high, upper 60s on the beaches. That wind 10, give or take a little off inland maybe. We'll gust 20 on the coast, I think, as we get into the afternoon. And you can see later today, the clouds still there, but not much rain. I've got a stray little splash and dash from maybe mid-afternoon through sunset, southern counties. And again, most of you see nothing. If you do get something, it'll last for about 10 minutes. Put a few hundredths in a rain gauge. Tomorrow morning, so rain over central NC, trying to get in here, weakening as it approaches. A few showers here and there, yeah. A lot of rain, nope. Same thing midday, a shower or two, and then really that chance goes away quickly tomorrow afternoon. Also going away the clouds. Air's drying out. Still nice 70s for you on Wednesday, windswept 70s. Let's get you into Thanksgiving morning. Up and out the door, sunrise Thursday morning. I think we'll have widespread Thursdays. Notice that 30s. Notice that timestamp, 8:30 a.m. Sunrise 7 a.m. An hour and a half before what you're looking at. Coldest time of the day, sunrise. I think it'll be about 38 degrees. And then we'll keep those temperatures in the low 50s Thursday afternoon. Ahead of that, again, south winds today and tomorrow. And that brings nice numbers. 2 days in the 70s. Watch tomorrow's wind. Those are sustained winds. Add 10 for wind gusts, 25 out of the south. We may have a little uptick in the fire risk tomorrow as well, with those winds bumping up a little bit. All righty. 8-day forecast. 2 days in the 70s. Thursday, we're coming out of the warm stuff and into the chilly. Thanksgiving afternoon, 54. And then by Friday morning, the thermometer is showing 31, wind chills in the 20s. We mentioned that for the Black Friday shoppers. And then Saturday morning, that's the coldest start, 26 hard freeze degrees. When we come back at 8, I'll give you some tips for that hard freeze coming up, things you need to be thinking about. Sunday, we'll climb out of the chill. Still very cold Sunday morning, but we hit lunchtime Sunday, legitimately coming out of the 3-day cold snap. 60 on Sunday, mid-60s Monday, closing in on 70 Tuesday. More rain chances next week after the weekend. A sunny holiday weekend, and with a chilly Saturday, a warming Sunday.
All right, yeah, nice to see that cold snap is not going to last very long, just a few days. Of course, it's happening during the holiday weekend, but still a good time to spend it with family. Maybe stay inside, have a nice warm fire by the fireplace. Sounds like a nice, cozy way to spend it.
Watch the parade with the cold winds blowing outside. Crank the heat up and enjoy the parade on Thursday. That chill will break Sunday afternoon, but yeah, the heaters are going to be working hard for 3 days, keeping the house warm. I know when the wind blows, that's when my heat really has to work, when it sweeps the heat away from the house.
Right.
And I think we'll have some wind energy at least through Friday, if not into Saturday as well.
Okay, good to know. Well, thanks for the update, Jim. And thank you all for joining us this morning. Just want to say hello and good morning to Amanda and Faye over on Facebook. Thanks so much for tuning in with us this Tuesday morning. We're going to be back again at 8 a.m. for another news and weather update, so hope you can join us then. Have a great day.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.